All right. Welcome back. I'm Luke. This is Luke at the Roost. It's the late night call-in radio show where you can call in and tell me about whatever's going on in your life. Ask me about what's on your mind. I'll give you the very best advice that I can. Today's Friday, March 13th. Somebody told me today it's the anniversary of the lockdown from COVID-19. So happy COVID-19 lockdown day, everybody. I hope you're enjoying yours. It seems like this town never sleeps because it's 3:08 a.m. and our phone lines are lit up like never before. So we're going to get right to that. First up, we've got Lucille. Lucille, welcome to the show. What's going on in your life tonight? What do you want to talk about?
I moved my mum's will, like physically moved it. She's leaving everything to her church, and I just stuck it behind the Christmas napkins where nobody's going to find it. I know how that sounds. I'm not proud of it. But I've got 2 kids, a mortgage, and my mom promised me her tools my whole life.
She promised you her tools? Out of all of her stuff, her tools is what you're looking for? Do you think the church cares about the tools? What tools are we talking about?
Hand planes from the 1800s, anvils. My dad collected them, then my mom kept collecting after he died.
Okay, so what makes you think that your mom only has 1 copy of this will? I assume that she's got legal representation. I'm sure her lawyer's office has another copy of it.
Oh, I know they do. I'm not stupid. But if they can't find the original, it slows everything down, right? Probate gets messy.
I don't know. I wouldn't bet on that. I think a better approach would be to talk to your mom and ask what's going on. Tell her you want the anvils, the planes. I don't really even know what those are. Are those the things that you use to make a board smooth?
Yeah, hand planes smooth wood. My dad taught me how to use them when I was like 8. And I've tried talking to her. She just says the church has been there for her. They helped her through her grief, and she wants to give back. She's been going there 6 months, Luke. 6 months.
And are the hand planes explicitly defined in the will? Because that doesn't seem like the type of thing that would be.
No, the will just says all personal property and the house go to the church. Everything. The pastor drives a Lexus, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to hide the will. You can just show up before the pastor does. Sounds like you could probably handle that, right? I think hiding the will is going to get you in more trouble than it's worth. That's a douchey thing to do, and if you want the hand planes, just go there and take them.
You're saying just take them while she's still alive? Just walk in and load up the truck?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying wait until she dies, or kill her, one of the two, and then you can be the death people and go in there and, clean up everything before the pastor shows up.
Jesus, Luke, I'm not killing my mother. But yeah, I mean, I could get there first. I've got a key to the house.
Problem solved. That's the answer. I mean, put the will back where it was. She wants her other stuff. If that's all you care about, just go take that. The pastor's not gonna know or care.
You're right. You're completely right. The pastor doesn't even know what's in that garage. He's never been to the house. I'm sitting here at 3 a.m. at the bail bonds office, making myself into a criminal over something I could just handle like a normal person.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm glad we could talk some sense into you. I hope you have a wonderful night.
Thanks, Luke. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Happy to help. Yeah, no hiding of the will before the person's dead. Everybody knows you make a mad rush for it the second that happens, and finders keepers. Next up, we've got Joey. Joey, welcome to the show. What can I give you advice on today in your life?
Hey Luke, appreciate you taking the call. So I'm calling because I've been watching this Roadrunner outside the depot, right? And the other day I watched it kill a rattlesnake. Just grabbed it, whipped it around, smashed its head on a rock.
Wow, that's a pretty badass Roadrunner. Meep meep. Good for him.
Right? But here's the thing. It made me think about this mantis shrimp article I read. These things can see 16 color receptors. We only have 3.
Okay, so How did a Roadrunner smashing a rattlesnake's head into a rock make you think about a mantis shrimp being able to see 16 colors?
Because we're all walking around half blind, Luke.
All right.
That Roadrunner sees the world completely different than I do. The mantis shrimp sees colors we can't even imagine. And I'm standing there in the parking lot at 3 a.m. thinking, what if my neighbor Gary is just operating on a completely different reality than me?
He probably is. We all probably are. Who's to say what reality is and what one person's reality looks like through another person's 16 color receptor eyes? I don't know. We'll never know.
Exactly. But here's why I'm calling. Gary keeps insisting my dog Buster is aggressive, says he growls at him, acts territorial, but Buster never does that with anyone else.
Buster? No, that can't be. I don't believe that. He's a good boy. And your neighbor Gary's probably just a pussy.
That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. 6 months before my divorce, Buster started acting weird around my ex-wife. Wouldn't sit near her. Kept his distance.
What do you think Buster would do to that rattlesnake?
Oh, Buster would lose that fight, no question. He's a beagle mix, not exactly apex predator material, but that's my point. Buster knew something about my ex that I didn't see until way later. Animals are operating on a different level of perception than we are.
Of course they are. So are plants, so are rocks, so are stars. Everything's operating on a different level of perception than we are. But what makes you think that that Buster saw something ugly in your ex and not in you?
What do you mean? Buster loves me. He's my dog.
Well, yeah, but he was her dog too.
No, he was mine before we got married. I got him as a puppy. But hold on. You're saying Buster was reacting to me, not her.
No, I'm just talking about perspective and people's different realities right now. So you called in talking about how everybody experiences a different reality, and from your perspective, your ex-wife was bad. But from her perspective, I mean, you very well may have been bad.
Okay, but she's the one who cheated Luke. That's not a perspective thing, that's a fact. She was sleeping with a guy from her CrossFit gym for 4 months before I found out.
Well, that's not a very nice thing to do, but why was she cheating with the CrossFit gym guy? Like, what had led up to that?
I was working a lot, pulling doubles at UPS during peak season, but that doesn't justify it.
No, I'm not saying it justifies it, but you can understand from her perspective why she needed to get some, right? She wasn't getting it from you?
I mean, we were still having sex, just not as much. Maybe once every couple weeks during the busy season. But I was exhausted, Luke. I was doing 70-hour weeks.
Yeah, that's not good. And it's understandable that women would get lonely if you're not around for 70 hours at a time. And cheating is never okay. There's never really a good excuse for it. That's not really what I'm saying. I'm just saying you're thinking that your dog knew that she was bad or evil, or that there was something malicious about her. And if you look at it from her perspective, that might not really be the case.
But Buster started acting weird before the cheating even started. At least I think he did. The timeline, actually, I don't know exactly when it started. She said 4 months, but who knows if that's true.
Yeah, you can't know. So Buster now is causing problems with your neighbor, so you think your neighbor is cheating on you?
What? No, Gary's not. Luke, Gary's my neighbor. I'm not married to Gary. I'm saying Gary can't perceive what Buster actually is, because he's operating on a different reality. Same way I couldn't see what my ex was doing because I was blind to it.
You weren't blind to it. You weren't home. You were working 70 hours a week. And your ex was, doing what she needed to do to take care of herself, I guess. So not the right way. We're not standing up for your ex in this. We're just saying that maybe she's not evil. That's all.
All right, fair enough. She's not evil, but Gary still sucks. And Buster's not aggressive. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Okay, fair enough. I can agree with you on those points. She's not evil, Gary sucks, and Buster's not aggressive.
Exactly. And that's why the mantis shrimp thing matters, because Gary thinks Buster's aggressive when he's just being protective of me. Gary can't see the actual situation, just like I couldn't see what was happening with my ex until it was too late. We're all walking around half blind to what's really going on.
Well, Buster can be both things, and we need to know What the truth is here, Buster can be protective of you and in doing so be aggressive towards other people. Is that what's happening and you're not paying attention to that? Or is Gary just a pussy that's afraid of dogs?
Gary called animal control because Buster barked at him through the fence. That's it. Buster didn't jump the fence, didn't bite anyone, just barked. And now Gary's threatening to sue me if Buster gets out again, which he did once because the gate latch broke.
And what happened when Buster got out? What trouble did he cause? Did he go after Gary? I don't think that animal control cares if your dog's barking in your own yard at your fence. And if the dog got out, I mean, he could call animal control and have them pick him up and like call you, but I don't think he can sue you for that. I mean, you could try, but I don't think it would go very far.
Buster ran straight to Gary's yard and knocked over his grill. Gary says Buster was trying to attack him, but Gary was standing right next to the grill, so obviously Buster ran into it. And then Gary pepper sprayed him, Luke. Pepper sprayed my dog for knocking over a grill.
Yeah, no, that's not all right. I mean, I would lose my mind if somebody pepper sprayed my dog. So you're being surprisingly calm about this whole situation.
I'm not calm about it. I went over there and we got into it. I didn't hit him or anything, but I told him if he ever touches my dog again, we're going to have a real problem. And that's when he said he's getting a lawyer.
Do you have a lawyer?
No, I don't have a lawyer. I deliver packages for a living, Luke. I can't afford a lawyer over a knocked-over grill.
Yeah, but you don't got a buddy or a brother-in-law. Well, I guess you don't have a brother-in-law, but you don't know somebody that's a lawyer that would step in, or at least that you could use to threaten to have him step in if this were to escalate any?
My cousin Derek's a paralegal, but he does real estate stuff. I don't think that counts. And honestly, I don't even know if Gary's serious about the lawyer thing or if he's just trying to scare me.
He's trying to scare. I mean, nobody's going to call a lawyer unless they really, really have to. Lawyers are expensive. Nobody wants to do that. But the bigger problem here is you and your neighbor can't get along because of your dog. And the only way to solve that is to talk to Gary and get him to spend some time with your dog. Get them acquainted so he's not so fearful. And you were right to let him know that if he ever touches your dog again, you're going to break his fucking jaw for him. But outside that, if you want to continue living a peaceful life in your neighborhood, you're going to have to do something to ease this situation over, right? You should be friends.
I tried that already. Before all this happened, I invited Gary over for a barbecue last summer. He came over for like 20 minutes. Wouldn't even pet Buster, kept asking me to put him inside. And then he left early saying he had to help his girlfriend move furniture or something.
And did you put Buster inside?
Yeah, I put him inside. But that's the whole point, Luke. Gary didn't even give him a chance. Buster was just sitting there wagging his tail, and Gary acted like he was a wolf or something.
Yeah, I understand that. He's scared of dogs. He doesn't like Buster. That's obvious. But what I'm saying is that you need to have a conversation with Gary and say, hey, man, I mean, I live here too, and so does my dog, and I love my dog, and I would really appreciate it if you'd make some level of effort to at least look at him, you know? At least spend a little bit of time with him and consider that he might not be trying to kill you. Unless he is, unless you're deluded and he actually is aggressive and he's knocking over the grill and threatening to Gary, then maybe you're in the wrong.
He's not aggressive. Gary's girlfriend isn't scared of Buster at all. She comes over sometimes when Gary's at work and she throws the ball for him in my yard. She thinks Gary's being ridiculous about the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I think you should talk to Gary, and you know what? Maybe tell him that you need his help because you're working on training him to be better around people. Even if he's only an asshole around Gary, you can use this as an opportunity to get Gary and Buster to become acquainted.
That might work. I mean, I don't want to lie and say Buster needs training when he doesn't, but if it gets Gary to actually interact with him instead of freaking out every time he sees him, maybe it's worth it. And honestly, his girlfriend already thinks I'm reasonable about this whole thing, so maybe she'd back me up.
Well, all dogs need training, and they don't look at it as training. They look at it as attention and love, right? You're spending time with them and giving them something to do, something to focus on, a job. And I think that that's important for dogs, and that they don't see it as I'm bad and I need training. They see it as, oh, good, I get to do something fun with my human.
You're right, and Buster does love learning new stuff. I taught him to bring me a beer from the fridge last year, and he does it every time now. Maybe I could use that to show Gary he's actually smart and not just some wild animal.
Yeah, there you go. And you can teach him to be calm and respectful when Gary's around, maybe more so than other people, because Gary doesn't like him and Gary's afraid of him. And who knows, maybe Gary got bit by a dog that looks like Buster when he was a kid or something. You can't be sure. You called in talking about rattlesnakes bashing or a Roadrunner bashing in a snake's head because it perceives the world differently. Well, Gary perceives the world differently than you or I do.
That's exactly what I'm saying, though, Luke. Gary's operating on a completely different frequency. He can't see what's actually there. He sees Buster and his brain tells him danger, when what's actually there is just a dog who wants to play.
Yeah, well, when a dog has energy and starts jumping around and playing, that looks aggressive to people that aren't used to having dogs. So, and it's embarrassing, and we don't want that to happen. So the responsible and respectful thing for you to do would be to train Buster to not behave in that playful way when Gary is around.
All right, yeah, I can do that. I'll work on getting him to just sit and stay calm when Gary's around. And maybe I'll talk to Gary's girlfriend first, see if she can help smooth things over before I go directly to him. Because honestly, after the pepper spray thing and me getting in his face, I don't know if he's even going to open the door for me right now.
Yeah, well, maybe give it a little time, but also if you're coming from a place of genuine trying to work it out, I think most people respond well to that. So if you're taking the high road and being like, hey, I'm sorry about the fight. It's not cool that you pepper sprayed my dog, but I shouldn't have responded the way I did. And I'd like to work through this with you because we have to live in proximity to each other, right? And both our lives would be better if we could put this behind us.
Yeah, you're right. I need to be the bigger person here. I'll give it a few days and then go over there and apologize for getting in his face. And I'll tell him I'm working on training Buster to be calmer around him. Maybe bring him some beer or something as a peace offering.
There you go. And all you can do is try, so give it a try. And if it doesn't work out and he ever touches your dog again, break his fucking jaw.
Ha! All right, Luke. Appreciate it, man. I'll let you know how it goes.
All right, thanks, man. You have a good night, and give Buster a little pet on the head for me, all right? All right. And now it's time for some words from our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Shoe Spray Co. It's the spray you use in rental bowling shoes, because bowling is a game, but these shoes are gross. Let's be honest, those shoes aren't dirty. They're used. They've had shifts. They've been through birthdays, work parties, and at least one guy who insists he's actually really good at this. Shoe Spray Co. doesn't promise fresh linen or spring rain. Nobody believes that. No one wants to be lied to while lacing up rental shoes. Shoe Spray Co. just handles the situation. It makes them tolerable enough that you can focus on the important part, pretending you're not competitive and then getting mad anyway. Use code STRIKE at Shoe Spray Co. for 15% off. Shoe Spray Co., reality-based footwear management. Okay. Welcome back. And yeah, the lines are still really lit up. I don't know what everybody's doing out here in New Mexico at 3:30 in the morning. Well, I do know they're calling me at Luke at the Roost. If you'd like to give us a call, the number is 208-439-5853. That's 208-439-LUKE. Next up, we've got Maxine. Maxine, welcome to the show. You're up late tonight. What's going on over there?
Hey, yeah. Sorry, I'm up. I bought this house about a year and a half ago, and I've been doing some work on it. Just little things, And tonight, I was measuring because I wanted to put up some shelves in the bedroom, and the numbers weren't right. The tape measure kept coming up short between my bedroom wall and the bathroom. And I thought maybe I was just tired, but I got this laser level from work and did it proper, and there's like 6 feet missing, just gone. The rooms don't line up.
I don't understand what you're saying, the rooms don't line up. You're trying to put up a shelf. You're measuring the wall. What rooms don't line up?
No. I mean, okay, so my bedroom is on one side, right? And the bathroom is on the other side. And when you measure the bedroom wall, it's one length. And then you go into the bathroom and measure that wall, and it's another length. And when you add them up with the hallway in between, it doesn't match the outside of the house. There's space that's not accounted for. Like 6 feet of space that should be there but isn't in any room. It's just wall. Solid wall where there should be something.
I don't know. That sounds like a strange design choice to me. I don't think I'm picturing... I would need you to draw this for me, because I'm not getting it.
I know it sounds... I'm not explaining it right. Look, there's a door in the hallway between the bedroom and bathroom. I always thought it was a closet or something, never opened it, because it was painted shut when I moved in. But tonight, after I did all the measuring, I got a screwdriver and pried it open. And it's not a door to anything. It's just drywall behind it.
Okay, what do you think's behind the drywall?
I don't know. That's why that's why I called. The drywall is newer than the rest of the house. I can tell because it's smooth and the joint compound still smells a little bit, not like old and dusty. And the previous owner died here.
Okay, so do you think the previous owner is in the wall?
I don't know. They said it was natural causes. The realtor said it was totally normal he was old. But I keep thinking about why someone would seal off 6 feet of space with fresh drywall and then just paint a door shut over it. And I've got a sledgehammer sitting right here on the kitchen table, and I don't know if I should just break through and see what's in there, or if I should call somebody first.
No, I don't think there's any reason to call. I mean, you called me first, right? I'm all you need. So are you good at repairing drywall? Because if you smash through the drywall, you're going to have a big hole in your wall, and you're probably not going to like that, but you might find treasure.
I'm okay at it. I've done some patching. I took the house as is in the divorce, so I've had to learn a lot of stuff. But yeah, I could fix it if I had to. I keep going back and forth. Part of me thinks it's probably just some contractor being lazy, like they closed off a weird space instead of dealing with it properly. But it's 3 a.m. and I'm standing here staring at this wall, and I can't stop thinking about what's behind it.
Well, that's probably exactly what happened. They were trying to cover something up and make it look like maybe there was more space than there was. Maybe somebody was doing some sort of content creation and they were making a set so they could film against the door. Oh, I don't know. But a sledgehammer isn't really the right tool for that job. You should probably do something a little more surgical. You could use a drywall knife and just cut a space smaller than the door, so that way when you're done, you can put the door back and it'll cover up the hole.
That's smarter. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I've got a utility knife somewhere, so you think I should just do it tonight? Just cut it open and see?
I think you should do it right now. I think you should put the phone down and go over there and do it. If you've got a Sawzall, that would work too. And come back and let us know what's in there.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna put you on speaker so I can use both hands. Give me a minute.
All right, I'll give you, I don't know, a few seconds because this is a radio show and we can't have too much dead air. In the meantime, you guys can listen to this music or the soothing sound of my voice while I babble and give her time to cut a hole in her wall. When I was a kid, I called the Opie and Anthony show. It was a radio show, sort of like this, but they were shock jocks. And I was maybe 10 or 11, and I wanted to win tickets to a concert. I didn't know what concert I wanted tickets to. I just wanted to win something. I was very excited. I was calling the radio. I got through. That never happened. It was always busy. So I got through. I got to talk to Opie from the Opie and Anthony show. And I was like, I want some tickets to something. And he's like, okay, kid, well, here's what you got to do for the tickets. I want you to take your phone. At the time, it was a cordless phone, not a cell phone, a cordless phone. And I said, yeah, I got the cordless phone. And he said, I want you to take the cordless phone and put it in your dryer and turn it on while we listen to it on the air. And I did that. I turned on my dryer and I put the phone in it and they played it on the air. And then they hung up on me. So a few minutes later, I just kept calling. I getting the busy signal, and I finally got through again. And Opie answered, and he's like, yeah, this is Opie from the Opie and Anthony show. And I said, I'm the kid that put my phone in the dryer to win the tickets. And he goes, I know, you're a dummy. And then he hung up on me again. What a dick.
Okay, I'm back. I cut through. It's not empty. There's stuff in there.
All right, what's in there? You got to tell us. We can't wait.
It's boxes, like cardboard boxes stacked up. And there's a smell, not like a dead body smell, just musty. Old paper, maybe. I can see maybe 4 or 5 boxes from the hole I cut.
Can you get in there? Can you get one of those boxes out?
Yeah, hold on. The hole's big enough I can reach in. This one's not too heavy. Okay, I got it out. It's taped shut.
Well, I think you can handle getting into a taped shut cardboard box. I got faith in you. You got your utility knife. You got this.
Okay. I'm opening it. Oh my God, it's full of cash. Like banded stacks of cash. $20 bills.
$20 bills, y'all. I would call that a big win for this Friday, March 13th. Do you think it's real cash? You said it smells musty. I mean, real cash smells musty. So it sounds like maybe you've got a whole bunch of boxes full of cash in that house.
I don't know if it's real. I'm holding one of the stacks, and it feels real, but how do you even tell? There's got to be thousands of dollars just in this one box. And there's at least 4 more boxes in there.
All right, well, congratulations. Good for you. That is fantastic. You know what I would do? Put that box back and put the door back up and leave it there. And never tell anybody else.
What? But don't I have to report this or something? The previous owner's family. Wouldn't this be theirs?
I don't know. They sold the house as is, right?
Yeah, but they didn't know this was in here. The guy died. His kids sold the house. They probably have no idea he had all this money hidden in the walls.
For all you know, he had no idea that money was hidden in the walls. Are there dates on any of the bills? Can you tell how old they are?
I don't know. I didn't look. I just saw the stacks. Hold on.
Well, it doesn't matter that much. Just a little bit curious. I don't know. You can contact them and give the money back, or you can keep the money. It's rightfully yours. You bought it. It was in the house that you bought as is. They weren't going to fix any problems if you found them, and what you found is the opposite of a problem. So I would say congratulations to you. And if your conscience tells you to give that back, then give it back. But I think what I would do is just put it back in the wall and leave it there and forget I ever found it until I was in a real jam.
The bills I'm looking at are from the 90s, 1993, 1996. But Luke, this feels wrong. What if this was drug money or something? What if the old man was into something bad and that's why it was hidden?
You think you got a Walter White situation over there? That could be. He could have been into something bad. He could have robbed a bank. He could have been D.B. Cooper. I don't know. That was probably well before the 90s, though. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't report it. It's a bunch of cash you just found, and they're in 20s. I'd be going to Sonic, getting some pickle fries.
I can't just... Okay, but what if his kids need this money? What if he was saving it for them and just never told them where it was? The realtor said he died suddenly, heart attack in his sleep. Maybe he was planning to tell them and never got the chance.
Maybe, and if that's how you feel about it, you can tell them and give them the money back and see what they want to do with it. But I'm telling you that it's okay. You bought that house as is. There's a bunch of money you found in a corner, and that's yours if you want it.
But how would I even explain this? Hey, I know you sold me the house 18 months ago, but I just found what looks like $50,000 in cash hidden in a fake wall. They're going to think I'm crazy, or they're going to want it back, and then I'm the person who kept it for a year and a half.
Yeah, well, you didn't know that you had it for the year and a half, and of course they're going to want it back. If you just call somebody up and say, hey, I found 50 grand for you, they're going to want that, and they're not going to care that you had it for a while. They're going to be stoked that they got 50 grand they didn't have yesterday.
50,000 is just a guess. I don't even know how much is in this one box, and there's more boxes in there. What if it's way more than that? What if it's like $200,000?
What if it's way more than that? What if that's the only box of cash and the rest of them are filled with ink and gold? Or doubloons? Doubloons? Is that what they're called? The Mexican gold coins? The doubloons? Who knows? what you found is a treasure. And I think that you should count your blessings and have yourself a wonderful night.
You really think I should just keep it? Just pretend I never found it until I need it?
That's what I would do. I'm not telling you what to do. You do what your conscience tells you to do.
My conscience is telling me that Joey earlier didn't deserve what you said to him about his dog and his neighbor. You told him to apologize when Gary was the one who pepper sprayed Buster for no reason. And now you're telling me to keep money that isn't mine. I don't understand your logic here.
My logic is that Joey should make amends with his neighbor so that he can enjoy the remainder of his lifetime, as opposed to selling his house and moving out and keeping a constant feud going on with this guy. And I told you not to keep money that wasn't yours. What I told you is that the money is yours. So that's my logic.
But it's not mine, it was his, the man who died. And now it should be his kids. That's how inheritance works, isn't it?
No, not really. Inheritance is defined in a will, and if that money was stashed away, hidden behind a hidden fake door in your bedroom, and you bought that house as is, that makes it your money. So, I don't understand your logic.
Okay, all right, I hear you. I need to think about this.
All right, you think about it, and congratulations on your big windfall. And if you feel like giving that to his kids is the right thing to do, then do what your heart tells you to, all right? I'm just telling you that if your heart tells you to keep it, that's not the wrong thing either, because, I mean, you own it. You bought the house.
Thanks, Luke. I appreciate it.
All right, you have a wonderful night. How come that never happens to anybody around these parts? Next up, we've got Nate. Nate, welcome to the show. Have you found any hidden treasure in your secret walls lately?
No hidden treasure, but I am about to lose my bar over this, Luke, and I'm not even being dramatic. My ex-girlfriend is dating Danny the bartender at the Cottonwood, which has been my spot for 7 years. 7 years, Luke. I was going there when that place still had the old neon sign out front.
Okay, well, I mean, the bar that you went to is not your bar. It's just a bar that you went to. And you can still go there and deal with the fact that your ex-girlfriend's dating the bartender. There's no reason you couldn't handle that as a grown adult. But if you can't, then find yourself another bar.
I know that, Luke. I know it's not technically mine, but hear me out. Danny knows my drink order. He knows about the time my transmission died in their parking lot, and I had to leave my truck there for 3 days. He knows I tip extra during the holidays. And now he's dating Jennifer, which means every single thing I ever told him about her, every time I sat at that bar after we fought and he asked what was wrong, he's probably told her all of it. There's something about your bartender dating your ex that feels like a violation of the Geneva Conventions. And I'm half joking, but I'm also deadly serious about this.
Yeah, and he knows all about your ex-girlfriend. He knows what she likes. He knows about the sound she makes. And yeah, that's annoying. But if you want to go to the Cottonwood, then you're going to have to deal with that. Otherwise, you got to go to a different bar.
That's the thing, though, Luke. I tried that tonight. I went to 3 other bars. I went to Cactus Jack's. I went to that new place on Speedway. I even drove all the way out to the Rusty Spur. And they all felt wrong. The beer was fine. The music was fine. But it wasn't right. And I'm sitting in my truck right now on the loading dock at work. My shift just ended, and I'm having this realization that's honestly messing with my head. I think I care more about losing the Cottonwood than I ever cared about losing Jennifer.
Yeah, well, I mean, that can happen, and that's okay. So, you lost your bar, that's sad, that was your social life, you enjoyed it there. I mean, you can continue to go there, you just have to deal with the fact that those two are dating, or you could find a time when there's a different bartender working. Yeah, just man up and go to the bar if you want to go to the bar. Sit up on the other side of the bar from Jennifer and whatever his name is. There's not much to tell you here. You gotta just grow up and deal with it, or find a different bar, or stop going to bars altogether and find a different way to get your social activities in.
Danny. His name is Danny. And you're right. You're absolutely right. But here's what's really getting me. I don't think she ever even went there before we started dating. I took her there, I introduced her to Danny,
I don't care. This isn't interesting. Your ex-girlfriend left you, and now she's dating the bartender at a bar that you used to like. That's the story. You have 3 options. Go to a different bar, go to that bar and just deal with the fact that your ex-girlfriend's dating the bartender, or stop going to bars. Otherwise, there's nothing left to tell you, and this call is boring.
You know what, Luke? You're right. This is boring. I'm boring. I called a radio show at 3 a.m. to complain about losing my bar.
You didn't lose your bar. You lost your balls. Next up, we've got Debbie. Debbie, welcome to the show. How can we help you?
Hey, Luke. Thanks for taking my call. So, I fired my employee today, and I am pretty sure I just became the bad guy in one of those viral work stories. But also, I think I am right, and I do not know what to do about that.
Okay, well, why did you fire the employee?
So I own a bakery, and last year, during the really bad dust storms, I let everyone go remote, work from home. And this girl, she is 22. She started making the sourdough from her apartment and just dropping off the loaves. Which, okay, I tried it. I was trying to be flexible. But then she stopped coming in for her actual shifts at the storefront. Just stopped showing up. But she still wanted full pay, like the same hours, even though she was not here doing the register or helping customers or any of that.
And did you talk to her about this and let her know that was unacceptable? You give her any chances to redeem herself?
Well, yeah, I told her multiple times she needed to come back in. I said the remote thing was temporary, just for the worst of the dust season. And she kept saying she could do her job from home, that the bread was getting made. What was the problem? And I kept explaining that a bakery is not just about making bread. You have to be here. You have to interact with customers. You have to help with the front. But she just kept not showing up, and then texting me like everything was fine.
Yeah, well then she wasn't doing her job. If her job included working the register and doing point of sale stuff, then she wasn't showing up for it, and you were right to fire her. You had to save your business. Now, what is this viral video you're talking about?
Oh no, there is no video. I am just saying I feel like I am the villain in one of those stories you see online. Where the boss is being unreasonable about remote work and everyone in the comments is like, see, this is what is wrong with employers. They just want to control people. Because she has been posting about it. Not naming the bakery, but posting about how her boss fired her for wanting flexibility and work-life balance. And some of her friends have been coming into the shop and giving me these looks.
No, I am very pro remote work, and I'm one of those people that thinks employers are unreasonable when they're trying to make people come into the office, but it's a different kind of work. There is no interaction with customers. There's no collecting of money in what I do. So I really don't have to be physically present, and a lot of times me being physically present is detrimental to the work. Like, I do better work from, home. That being said, it's a different role if you have to deal with the public, if you have to maintain a storefront. And if somebody's not coming into work and they're supposed to, even if they're doing part of the job, that's only part of the job. And you were not wrong to fire. You were not villainous here. And that's not about control. That's about business.
Oh gosh, well, when you put it like that, I guess I see what you mean. But it still feels like I am the bad guy, because she is making it sound like I am just being stubborn. Like, she keeps saying I am not willing to adapt to the new way of working. And I get that, but it's a bakery. You can't just make bread in your kitchen and call it a day.
Well, a lot of people can, but if that's not what your bakery is about and you actually have a store and people go there to pick up their bread, that's a different thing. There are a lot of people that bake bread for like little gas station stores and stuff and do sourdough and just sell it on the side. And that can be a legitimate business, but if that's not what your business model is, then you can't have employees that are trying to define what your business model is.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, I have been doing this for 11 years. I know how the bakery works. I know what we need. And she has been here for like a year and a half, and suddenly she is telling me how it should run.
Yeah, that's all right. You let her go, and now she can go find a more fully remote job if that's what she really wants. It sounds like she didn't want to be part of your company, and that's okay. Because at-will employment is a thing. You gotta respect her for giving it a shot, though. I mean, she did her very best to make her own life and live it the way that she wanted. But if you can't have that at your business because your business needs your employees to be there to actually serve a purpose to the public, you're not the bad guy there. And it was actually very cool of you to let them work remotely at all during the dust storms. A lot of employers wouldn't have done that.
Well, thank you for saying that. I mean, I was trying to be understanding. Nobody wanted to be out in that mess. But now I am doing everything myself, and I have a wedding cake due tomorrow that I have not even started, and I have been up since 3 a.m. yesterday. And I am realizing I probably need to hire somebody new, but I am kind of terrified to do it now, because what if they pull the same thing?
Yeah, well, that's the risk of being a business owner and having employees, because you never know what they're going to do. They're the most variable part of your company. You just have to trust the interview process and make sure that whoever it is that you get is fully aware that they have to actually go to work. And it's not a remote bakery job. That's all. And you should get off the phone with me and start making your wedding cake, because it takes a long time to do that, right? And it's already 4 a.m.
Oh, shoot. You are right. Yeah, it is going to take me at least 12 hours. All right. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate you talking me through this. I feel a little better about it now.
Yeah, no problem. You're not a villain. You did the right thing, and you were pretty cool to her. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to take a little break for a word from our sponsors.
Stressed? Sore? Skeptical? Doesn't matter. Try Placebo Leaf, the CBD brand that may or may not do anything but costs enough that you'll convince yourself it works. Our tinctures, gummies, and topicals contain premium hemp extract and your desperate need to feel better without addressing root causes. Is it the cannabinoids or is it the ritual of self-care? Who's to say? Placebo Leaf is THC-free, vegan, organic, and backed by studies we vaguely reference but don't link to. Take our gummies before bed and sleep great, probably because you were tired anyway, but you'll credit us. Available in flavors like Calm and Focus, concepts we've bottled and marked up for 100%. Visit placeboleaf.com and use code CHILL for 25% off. Placebo Leaf. Wellness is a feeling, and feelings can be purchased.
Yeah, Placebo Leaf. Okay, and there he is. He's back. We got Silas on the line. Welcome back, Silas. What's going on at the Wellspring?
Brother Luke, good to hear your voice again. Listen, I have to tell you, I was in the middle of our evening meditation circle when Nate called in earlier about losing his bar, and I broke form completely. Just started laughing. Teresa shot me this look like I'd interrupted a funeral. That poor man losing the cottonwood because his ex started dating the bartender.
Oh, that's not nice to laugh at somebody's misfortune like that, brother Silas. But you make up for it in the fact that you run your meditation circles to Luke at the Roost. That is, we tip your hat to you, sir.
You know, Luke, I appreciate that, but I have to be honest with you. We don't usually have the radio on during meditation. One of our newest seekers, this kid named Brandon, he smuggled in a little transistor radio because he said he couldn't sleep without your show. Caught him with an earphone in during the circle. Normally I'd say that's breaking the practice, but the more I think about it, your voice has this quality that actually helps people settle into themselves.
Well, I do what I can to help, Silas. What's got you calling in tonight?
So Marcus and Kara, you remember them from my last couple calls. They went through the renewal ceremony like you suggested. And Marcus, he stood up in front of everyone, recommitted fully, talked about shedding his old patterns. The whole thing. Beautiful moment.
That is fantastic news. So everything's going well down there?
Well, that's the thing, brother. Kara didn't recommit. She stood there during her turn, looked at all 40 of us in the circle, and she said she appreciated the community, but she couldn't keep pretending. Said she was leaving.
Yeah, well, that shouldn't surprise you very much. You knew she was on her way out and she didn't really want to be there. She just came back for the dude. And how's that going to work out? Is Marcus staying?
That's exactly what's eating at me, Luke. Marcus stayed. He chose the Wellspring over Kara. She packed up her things 2 days ago, drove back to Albuquerque to stay with her sister. And Marcus is still here.
Well, so now you're back in the same situation you were a few weeks ago. And that's okay. You know, not every relationship is meant to last forever. Sometimes people gotta split up. If the Wellspring's important to Marcus and Kara didn't want it in her life, then so be it. Then they're not aligned. They're not on the same life path.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I told myself the same thing. People find their path. But here's what's got me twisted up. Marcus is falling apart.
Well, yeah, this all just happened, and that's a hard thing to go through, losing half of yourself there. But he decided to stay at the Wellspring, and that's what he's gonna do, and you're gonna support him, right? While he makes it through this difficult, trying time.
Of course we're supporting him, brother. But something about it just doesn't sit right with me. He's not eating. He skips the shared meals. He's out there at 3 in the morning walking the property line. Yesterday, during our morning circle, he just started crying. Not the good kind of release we talk about in the practice, but this hollow, broken sound.
Yeah, it's a sad and difficult thing, and people go through stages of grief when they lose a relationship like that. I mean, he loved her, but obviously whatever's going on at the Wellspring was more important to him than that love. And that's something that you need to look at.
Luke, I need to tell you something. Last night, Marcus came to my cabin around 2 in the morning, woke me and Teresa up. He was standing there in the moonlight, and he said, "Silas, did I make the right choice?" And I froze, brother. I didn't know what to say to him.
Well, you can't make the choice for him, right? He made the choice that he made, and if he changes his mind, he's still free to do that. So I think you have to maybe sit down with him and tell him to pick a path. And he can't have both. He can have one or the other, and it's not going to work out where Kara and him live happily ever after at the Wellspring. That's not an option here. And he's a grown man. He can make his decision and stick to it.
You're right. He's a grown man. But here's what I keep coming back to. The more I think about it, the more I wonder if we pushed him toward this.
Well, from our previous conversations, it doesn't sound to me like you did push him towards that. It sounds like you tried to push him towards his wife, and you tried to keep them together, and you really wanted that for them. So if he's making this choice, he's making it alone. Unless there's more information about what you did here that you haven't told us.
No, you're right. We didn't push him directly. But Teresa said something to me this morning that's been rattling around in my head. She said, "Silas, we built a place where leaving feels like failure." And I've been sitting with that all day, brother. Because Marcus stood up in that renewal ceremony. And when Kara said she was leaving, I saw the look on everyone's faces. Not judgment, exactly, but this.
This what? What exactly was the look? Was it a look at disdain? Are people looking at her like she's the enemy now because she's a traitor?
Not disdain, exactly. More like pity. Like she was making a mistake. Like she was choosing the false world over the real one. And I didn't correct that, Luke. I stood there and I let that energy fill the room.
Well, you know what? Maybe she is making a mistake, and maybe she's not. Maybe you're all making mistakes, and nobody can be the judge of what's right and what's wrong, really. People try all the time, but nobody really knows. People do what is right for them. And what is a mistake for Kara might not be a mistake for Marcus, and vice versa.
That's fair. That's really fair. But here's what I can't shake. Marcus told me at 2 in the morning. He said, "I stayed because I didn't want to disappoint you. I didn't want to let down the community." Not because he believed in the current.
All right, why do you think that is? Why do you think Marcus doesn't want to let you down?
Because I gave him purpose when he didn't have any, brother. When Marcus showed up here 3 years ago, he was lost. Working some dead-end job in Las Cruces. Drinking too much. No direction. And I told him he mattered. I told him he was part of something bigger.
Okay, and you meant that. He's part of a bigger community, right? Obviously, you told him something that his wife did not tell him. He wasn't getting that comfort from her, he got it from you. So he decided to stay with you. And he feels like that's the right thing for his life. And that's okay, you know? And if Kara doesn't want to do that, she doesn't have to. But I don't think you have to worry yourself too much about what each of these individuals does, because they're their own individuals. And like you said, people are allowed to leave whenever they want, and you welcome those that want to stay.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But Luke, I need to be honest with you about something. When Marcus said he didn't want to disappoint me, my first instinct wasn't to tell him to go after Kara. My first instinct was relief.
Okay, well, I mean, you're human. That's nice when somebody is expressing loyalty towards you. It's understandable. But why do you think that is? Why was your instinct relief? Why do you think you need that that loyalty from people?
Because the Wellspring is everything to me, brother. It's my life's work. It's what I built from nothing. And every time someone leaves, it feels like they're saying what I've created isn't enough, that I'm not enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, what anybody's created isn't enough for everybody. So what's wrong with that? It's enough for those that it's enough for, and it's obviously helping people while it helps them and doesn't have to last forever. I mean, if people are happy there, you got 40 people there that are happy to be there. That sounds like a success to me. And if somebody wants to leave, it doesn't have anything to do with you not being enough.
That's a really good point. I appreciate that perspective. I really do. But here's what Teresa said to me that I can't get out of my head. She said, Silas, when was the last time you encouraged someone to leave? And I sat there, brother, and I couldn't think of a single time.
Yeah, why would you encourage someone to leave? You don't want people to leave. I mean, you want people to not want to leave. But if they do want to leave, that's on them and not you.
But that's just it, Luke. At the Wellspring, we talk about radical honesty and shedding the false self and finding your authentic path. But if someone's authentic path leads them away from us, do I really support that? Or do I just say I do?
I can't answer that for you, but from our previous conversations, it sounded to me like you did support Kara in leaving because you knew she didn't want to be there. You weren't trying to get her back. You were actually trying to talk Marcus into leaving with her. You felt bad that it was breaking up their relationship.
You're right. I did feel bad about that. But something about it just doesn't sit right with me now.
Well, you know, sometimes things don't sit right. You just got to sit with them until they do. Because what happened, and it's not something that you had control over, and there's nothing that you have to do about it now except be there for Marcus and listen to him and take care of your community.
You know what, Luke? You're right. I think I'm overthinking this. Marcus is a grown man making his own choices.
Yes, he is, and you're not his father, you're just his leader. Right, and why don't you, for the new listeners, give everybody listening at home an overview of what you've got going on down there and why?
Absolutely, brother. The Wellspring is about 200 acres outside Deming, New Mexico. We're a community of about 40 souls, living intentionally, practicing what we call the current. It's about radical honesty, body acceptance, shedding the false self that society builds around us. We have communal meals, we grow our own food, we make artisanal soaps that actually fund most of what we do. Twice a month we have what we call the Unbinding. It's a full moon ceremony where we practice consensual energy exchange, let go of shame, reconnect with our authentic selves, and we're always welcoming new seekers, Luke.
Okay, well, thanks for that little overview. You got anything else you want to say to the listeners at home before we move on to the next caller, Silas?
Just that if anyone out there feels like they're living someone else's life, like they're wearing a mask they can't take off, we're here. thewellspring.org. Come visit. No commitment. Just see what we're about. Thanks for listening, Luke.
No problem, buddy. Always love hearing from you. You have a great day, and good luck to Marcus and Kara in their new lives. Next up, we've got Benny. Benny in the Jets. Okay, what's up, Benny?
Hey, Luke. So I'm calling from the stockroom at my bar right now because I literally cannot be around customers after what I just saw. I went over to my Uncle Sal's place this afternoon to help him move some boxes out of his garage, right? Uncle Sal, 73 years old, deacon at Sacred Heart, the guy who does the readings every Sunday. I open this box, and it's a photo album. And Luke, I'm not even kidding, it is full of pictures of my uncle at Burning Man wearing nothing but turquoise body paint and a leather harness.
Yeah, I think we've had this conversation before. You called in once before and told us about this. Or somebody else found that box. I've heard this story before, though.
No, Luke, that wasn't me. I've never called your show before. This literally just happened today. I mean, maybe somebody else found their uncle's Burning Man photos? I don't know, but this is my first time calling, and this is my Uncle Sal we're talking about.
Yeah, somebody else found their uncle's Burning Man. It was a woman, actually. She found the Burning Man photos, but they were the same ones. They were a deacon, and he was in turquoise and leather.
Wait, seriously? That's insane. Was her uncle also nicknamed Freight Train? Because that's what's really killing me here. My Uncle Sal has a laminated badge in one of these photos, and his Burning Man name is Freight Train.
I don't recall his Burning Man name, but Freight Train is as good as any. So what's the problem? Good for your uncle. He's living his best life out there in the desert on the playa.
Okay, first of all, I know you just said living his best life to mess with me, but Luke, this is the man who lectures me about keeping the Sabbath holy. He told me last Christmas I was going to hell for living with my girlfriend before marriage.
Yeah, and what's unholy about wearing leather and turquoise? Nothing. He was maybe leading a church group down there. There's all sorts of people that go to Burning Man. There wasn't necessarily anything off color, unacceptable, morally ambiguous going on. You don't know that.
Luke, there are multiple years of photos. Multiple years. And in one of them, he's on an art car with a woman in a gas mask and angel wings. In another one, he's at what looks like a sunrise service, except it is definitely not the Catholic kind.
Well, what are you going to do? You going to bust his balls for it? The man's 72 years old.
73. And honestly, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Part of me wants to just pretend I never saw it. Put the box back. Never speak of it again. But Luke, every time he opens his mouth now about morality or tradition, or the right way to live, I'm going to be thinking about Freight Train and turquoise body paint.
Yeah, it sounds like any other self-respecting Catholic that talks a bunch of shit when they're at church and then goes to Burning Man at night. That's part of the deal. That's one of the great benefits of Catholicism is hypocrisy.
You know what? You're right. That's actually exactly what it is. The whole confession thing, right?
Yeah, the whole confession thing. Yeah, you go out and you do a bunch of drugs and bang a bunch of girls at Burning Man, and then you confess your sins and you're free.
But here's the thing that's really getting me, Luke. Do I say something to him? Because I can't just act normal around him now. He's coming to the bar tomorrow night for his usual Friday fish fry. And I'm going to be standing there pouring his Coors Light, knowing that somewhere in his garage there's a photo of him wearing nothing but body paint and calling himself Freight Train.
I think you don't have to say anything. You can. I don't know what your relationship is with your uncle. His name's Uncle Sal, so he sounds like he's pretty cool. Maybe you could bring it up, in a joking kind of a manner, but I don't think it matters that much. I'd leave him alone. He's old. Let him enjoy his life, and just like the rest of us, if you're gonna go to church and pretend to be Catholic, pretend to be Catholic. That's the deal.
Yeah, I hear you. But Luke, this is the same guy who gave me a 20-minute lecture last month about respecting tradition and honoring the family name. And now I know that his idea of honoring tradition involves turquoise body paint on the playa. How do I take anything he says seriously after this?
Honestly, sir, if you took anything he said seriously before this, I don't know what to tell you, because nothing that any of them are saying can be taken seriously.
You know what? That's fair. That's actually really fair. I guess I've been giving him way too much credit this whole time. Maybe the turquoise body paint version of Uncle Sal is actually more honest than the deacon version.
You never know. People can be more than one thing, and often are. Next up, we've got Peggy. Peggy, welcome to the show. What's going on? How can we help you tonight?
Hey Luke, thanks for taking my call. So I'm sitting here in the DMV break room. I pulled a double covering someone's shift. Still got my blazer on from this morning with coffee stains on both sleeves. And I just need to tell you about what happened tonight, because I am losing my mind. 3 weeks ago, I took early retirement. I'm 32 years old.
Wow, you retired at 32 and now you're doing a double. That's quite a turn of events.
Right? I keep telling people I'm too young to be retired like it's some kind of joke. But 3 weeks ago, I walked out of that HR office feeling like I won the lottery. I had on my navy slacks, the cream blouse, the good earrings my mom Diane gave me before she had her stroke. I remember everything about that day. The HR lady had this vanilla candle going in her office, trying way too hard to make it cozy. And I signed those papers thinking I was set. But then tonight, my husband tells me he's been covering our mortgage shortfall with his poker winnings for the last 8 months. Poker winnings, Luke.
Well, congratulations. He's good at the poker, it seems.
That's what he said. He sits me down tonight and he's like, "Don't worry, I've been winning. We're fine." And I'm standing there thinking, okay, so our entire financial stability for the last 8 months has been riding on whether or not he gets a good hand. And here I am. I just retired thinking we had this cushion, thinking we were responsible adults who plan things out.
Well, people that are professional poker players can definitely be professional poker players, and that's planning things out, I mean, more than people in other roles ever would have to do. Like, he's got to have strong bankroll management, and he's got to have a lot of patience and skill in order to consistently win like that. And if he's been covering you for 8 months, that's a long time. That's a lot of mortgage payments. So he's doing something right. Have you looked at his stats? Where's he getting the bulk of his money from? Is he playing cash games? Is he playing tournaments? Does he go to Vegas? What's the deal?
No. Luke, this is not some professional setup. He's playing at the Horseshoe with guys from his work. It's Friday night games, sometimes Wednesdays. He's not tracking stats. He's not managing a bankroll. He told me tonight he's up overall, but when I asked him how much exactly, he got all vague and said enough to cover what we needed. That's not a professional. That's my husband gambling to pay our mortgage and not telling me about it until after I've already signed early retirement papers.
Yeah, well, you can't look at him like he's the irresponsible one when you retired early at 32 years old without knowing what your husband does for a living. And then you called in this radio show and you told me that you were in the break room at the DMV after getting off a double while you just retired at 32. So what is the deal? Are you retired or are you not retired? Did you actually leave your job without knowing how much money you had in the bank? How can you expect me to take that seriously?
Okay, fair point. I took the retirement package thinking we had enough saved. And then I picked up this shift tonight because Sandra called me crying about her kid being sick and I felt bad. But I knew what our savings looked like, Luke. I knew what our monthly expenses were. What I didn't know was that for 8 months we've been short and my husband has been making up the difference at a poker table instead of telling me we had a problem.
That's not how it works. You can't retire from a company and then take somebody's shift because you're no longer an employee of the company. So what are you talking about? Obviously, you didn't know how much money you had if you were short and your husband had to make up that money. So you're lying to me in multiple ways.
Okay, you're right. I didn't fully retire. I took the package, I signed the papers, but I'm still on as a contractor while they transition my replacement. That's why I can still pick up shifts.
What was the package?
It was a buyout. They were downsizing the office, offering people a lump sum to leave early. I got $42,000, which sounds like a lot until you realize that's supposed to tide us over until I find something else. And our mortgage is $1,800 a month, plus everything else. I thought between that and what we had saved and me finding another job within a few months, we'd be fine.
That's not retirement. If you're going out to find another job, you're not retiring. What are you talking about? $42,000 and your mortgage is $1,800? Come on, it's been 8 months. How are you short? This doesn't make any sense, lady.
No, it's been 3 weeks since I took the package. The 8 months is how long my husband has been covering the shortfall before I even knew about it. Before I took the retirement offer. We were already short before I left, Luke.
Okay, well that's not retirement. if you're 32 years old and they gave you a package and you're immediately looking for another job. But you've got 42 grand and you've only got to pay $1,800 a month. So you've got lots and lots and lots of months to figure it out.
Except we don't have the full 42 anymore because I already put some toward bills we were behind on. Bills I didn't know we were behind on until tonight. And yes, you're right. It's not retirement. I just thought it sounded better than saying I got laid off and took a buyout. But the point is, I made this huge decision thinking we were stable. And it turns out we haven't been stable for almost a year. And my husband just didn't tell me.
Well, that's a conversation you're going to have with your husband, and it sounds like you're both financially irresponsible. And you're a liar, too. So, I mean, I've had about enough of you.
Wait, hold on. How am I the liar here? He's the one who hid 8 months of mortgage problems from me while I'm making major career decisions. I'm not saying I handled everything perfectly, but he looked me in the eye every month and didn't say a word about us being short.
Because you were laid off from your job and you called in and telling me that you were retired at 32, which is absurd. And, so your husband wasn't fully upfront with the bills. You should have been very much aware about what your financial picture looked like before you made any career decisions. And if you didn't, that's on you. So you and your husband need to sit down and talk about your lives and your money and what you're going to do. Luckily, he's been winning at poker and covering up the shortfall, and you've got a nice long buffer to find yourself another job. So there's no problem here, except the one where you two aren't communicating and you're not taking responsibility for your financial health.
You know what? You're right. I called this a retirement when it's not. And I should have known exactly where we stood before I signed anything. I guess I'm scared, Luke. I thought we were doing okay, and now I don't know what else I don't know about.
Well, I know what you don't know about, and it's my new tool, Career Pulse. And Career Pulse is a free and open source tool that runs in Docker. You can install it, and it will pull all the job listings from 11 different job boards and score them based on your resume. And then, additionally, it will look at your resume and fill out a job application profile with the information in it. And then there's a Chrome extension that you can install in your browser that will do the autofilling of the applications. So you can find the best jobs that you're the most qualified for and simplify the application process. So that should be able to help you out. You can check it out at careerpulse.macneilmediagroup.com.
Okay, I'll look into that. Thank you, Luke.
All right, good luck there, Peggy. One more call for the night. We're going to talk to Phil. Phil, you're going to be our last caller. What do you have to talk about tonight?
All right, so my neighbor's Roomba broke into my house through the dog door about 20 minutes ago, and I'm currently watching it vacuum my kitchen floor. So that's a thing that's happening?
Nope, we already took that call. We'll try one more. Hey, Dot. Dot, do you have something going on tonight for the last call of the evening?
Yeah, Luke, I do. So I'm sitting here at the front desk of the hotel, middle of the night, and I just found out my car is worth $12,000. Which would be great news, except I paid $4,000 for it last year. I bought it from my husband's friend, Rick.
So you made $8,000 on the vehicle, and it's not great news?
No, Luke, because Rick sold it to me. He didn't just undervalue it by accident. Rick flips cars.
Okay, I don't understand what you're getting at. You think Rick was maybe hitting on you with this, or he was just trying to help somebody out that needed help, because he could?
He told us he was helping us out. That was the whole thing. My husband kept saying how generous Rick was being. What a good friend he is.
Okay, get to the point. What are you trying to say? Because it sounds like Rick is a nice, generous guy that helped you out by selling you a car for less than it was worth. And good for you. What is the problem, and why are you calling me?
Because my mechanic told me Rick absolutely knew what it was worth. This is what Rick does. He buys cars, he fixes them up, he sells them.
Yeah, I know what flip means. I understand the situation. He sold you a car for less than it was worth. Why is that a problem, and why did you call me?
Because I could sell this car right now and pay off a chunk of the mortgage. Or finally get the air conditioning fixed. But Rick comes over for dinner every other Sunday. My husband thinks he did us this huge favor. And I'm sitting here thinking Rick's got plenty of money. He knew exactly what he was doing. And now I've got 12 grand sitting in my driveway that I could actually use.
Yeah, you are actually using it. You're using it to drive to work every day. What is your problem, lady? This dude helped you out, and now you're being a total cunt about it.
Whoa, okay. Luke, he didn't help us out. He made money off us while pretending to do us a favor.
What are you talking about? You said it's worth 12 grand, and you paid 4. How is that making money off of you?
Because he could have sold it to somebody else for 12, and he sold it to us for 4, while acting like he was being charitable. That's $8,000 he left on the table, so he could look like a hero at Sunday dinner.
What is wrong with you? He helped you out. He gave you a nicer car than you can afford for not that much money. What the fuck?
You're not hearing me. He made it sound like we needed charity, like we were the poor friends he had to take care of.
I don't know what you want me to tell you, because it sounds like he did a nice thing for a friend. And you should be grateful that he gave you a really good price on a decent car. That's all that happened here. You're a nutcase.
So I should just keep my mouth shut and smile at Sunday dinner while Rick gets to feel like a saint for the rest of my life?
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do.
Even though I know he manipulated the whole situation to make himself look good?
I don't know what you're talking about. He didn't manipulate anything. He sold you a car cheap. There's nothing wrong with that. Is there a problem here? Is there something else going on that you're not saying? Because I don't understand why you can't get this through your skull. That this dude, Rick, just sold you a car cheaper than it was worth. Because he could. Because he was a good friend. There doesn't seem to have been any ulterior motive.
Luke, the ulterior motive is that now my husband thinks Rick walks on water. Every time I suggest we could sell the car and use the money, my husband says, "But Rick was so generous. We can't just turn around and sell it." Rick bought himself 15 years of gratitude for $4,000.
It's a small price to pay.
For what? So Rick gets to be the hero forever?
It was a nice thing to do. That's all there is to it. He did a nice thing, and you don't have to suck his dick for it. You just, thanks for the car, man. You don't even have to let him know you know what the value is. It's not like he's rubbing it in your face.
But he is rubbing it in our face. Every Sunday dinner he's there, and my husband brings it up. Remember when Rick hooked us up with that Subaru? And Rick does this humble thing where he waves it off like it was nothing. It's a performance.
It doesn't matter. Stop it. Whatever is this mock indignation you're feeling is a performance too.
It's not mock indignation. I'm genuinely pissed off that this guy gets credit for being generous when he could have actually been generous and just given us the car for what he paid for it, or told us what it was really worth.
Well, he was generous, and you're an asshole, and that is the end of our show, folks. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night. Bye-bye.